What's up, squad? It's Brandon from the Bantu Sun. Thank you so much for joining me today. I just wanted to drop by and drop a geopolitical gem for you today. When I was a young boy, my grandfather used to play a game with me. He used to take a dollar, he would hold it in the air, and tell me to catch it with two fingers, like that. Now, sometimes I caught this dollar, and sometimes I didn't catch the dollar. Now, the rules of the game was I catch the dollar, I keep it. But whether I caught it or I missed it, he would say I lost. Eventually I said, well, Papa, how can I lose the game if I get to keep the dollar? And he would tell me I lost the game because I was playing his game. You see, never play another man's game. He brought the dollar. He held the dollar. He told me what was the rules for victory and what was the rules to lose. The entire game was based on his dictation, and because I bought into that game willingly, I have lost, regardless if I kept the dollar or not. Playing another man's game can lead to disastrous consequences. Look at it from a historical point of view. The Persians versus the Greeks, the Battle of Thermopylae. The Greeks suckered the Persians into attacking them and trapped them in a mountain pass that the tight quarters, where the Greeks on the Peloponnesian Peninsula were used to tight quarters combat, broadsword, shield, helmets, whereas the Persians were used to the warfare of the vast plains and expanses of Asia. Although the Persians eventually overcame the far smaller numbers of Greek forces, the Greeks were able to put such a hurting on the Persians, it came to be a Pyrrhic victory, as the Greeks would eventually unify, and that stand against the Persians gave the Greeks the strength to eventually evolve to take over Persia under the leadership of Alexander the Great down the line. I'll also look at it at this point of view. I've been reading some articles, and from a macro point of view, from a geopolitical point of view, I can understand how the Western European work. The Western European has set up a Western European model. It's a duplicitous model because there are duplicitous people. There are people that can spread Christianity while at the same time profiting from the slave trade. This is just how their societies works. It has its strengths, it has its disadvantages. Conversely, look at the East Asian model and how the tigers and the Asian economies rose up. How do they rise up? Through centralization, strong central government. The government goes to the people and says, we make a pact with you. You sit down, shut up, stay out of our politics, and we make sure you have a job. We'll make sure you have retirement, and we'll industrialize. This is how China, Japan, South Korea, and vast other East and Southeast Asian countries economically develop. Now, I'm not here to say the pros or cons, because as you know, I do not believe in good or bad, only advantageous or disadvantageous. The Western European has set up a model that is conducive to their strength and growth, and the East Asian has set up a model that's conducive to their strength and their growth. You can't use the Western European model in East Asia, and you can't use the East Asian model in Western Europe. Western Europe will rebel against the centralization, and East Asia will go into chaos based off of individuals rising up and individual rights, which their society is not founded on. It's more community centered. Now, we've seen how the Western European was able to rise, how the Eastern and Southeast Asian tigers were able to rise. But what the Bantu hasn't proven, what the Sub-Saharan Africa hasn't shown, is how do society look when they are on top? What leader right now is creating a model for their people to succeed? Because if they don't know it, you can't lead the race. You can't win the race if you're constantly following someone. Until next time, take care. Bantu up.